Good morning, my name is Matt. Welcome to my channel. This is episode 5 of season 3 of Doom Comes to Willowford. I'm going to try something a little different today. I am going to try to record this straight through without editing. It's come to my attention that anytime I anytime I record one of these, say about a half an hour in length, I end up spending about 3 to 4 times that editing that same video, and it's just so cumbersome that I have gotten to the point where I'm kind of not wanting to record these because I spend so much time in production. So I am going to do my best to limit my so's, my ands, coughing, the various little things that I go through and edit so that it's a little bit more enjoyable for you guys to listen to. That said, I apologize now for all the times that I failed to do that. I've gone ahead and drawn out the second level. If you remember from previous videos, I have thrown a couple prompts into ChatGPT, and I know this level has 2 main rooms with 2 other encounter areas, but I did a quick scan of what is in this, and I just kind of threw this map together. So the heroes are going to come up these stairs, and there is a mention that the stairs are not very well put together, but as they're not under any sort of duress or being attacked or anything like that, the band is going to use ropes. They also have a hook that they can tie onto the end of the rope, and they're going to slowly make their progress up here to make sure that they don't get harmed while climbing up this. While they're doing that, Sam is probably going to take the lead because he's the lightest. He'll probably tie a rope around himself, go up the stairs, and use the rope and his innate thieving ability to basically scale it carefully and get to the top level. And then the other members of the band can use the rope to scale up. So I'm not going to make them do any sorts of checks. They're just going to take their time and be very, very careful doing it. That said, while they're doing that, Willona's going to rest. She did take a point of damage during the last encounter session or whatever. So I'm going to allow her to, quote, bind her wounds. But she's basically going to rest, catch her breath, relax a little bit, maybe drink some water, eat a little bit of her iron rations, and get that 1 point back. Then the entire band will then come up to the top again. I can make that a little bit larger. And when they come up to the top here, they're in a room that clearly the ceiling has been leaking, and there is substantial water damage in here from water leaking through the roof. But this room is a library. There's 3 bookshelves with lots of books. Some appear to be in okay shape. Some are just way too waterlogged and damaged for any sort of usability. Probably open them up and they just fall apart. And there is a desk over here. On the desk is some papers, some quills, and a knocked over inkwell. So the band is going to start searching this room. Now, I as a GM know there is something in this room, and I am going to let it get the jump on them because it can be invisible. It's actually a poltergeist, which is not a creature listed in White Box, in the actual White Box rule book. But when I generated this in ChatGPT, I told it to use basic D&D as the rule set to create all of the statistics and everything. So it's pretty compatible. I mean, it's good. I can mentally do it without really any struggle because I am an old grognard and I can do that stuff. All right, so they're going to start searching, and as they start searching this area, it's going to attack. Let's see, yep. When they start rifling through these books, Maybe this creature is jealous of, or, doesn't want its stuff being touched or anything like that. So it is going to react. Let's see, where is it? I'm going to say, we're going to use the clock method. So 12, 3, 6, 9. It's an 8. So it's down here in this corner. Okay. So that gives me an idea. Willona comes over to the desk and she starts reading the papers and things that are on this desk. And as she's doing that, she comes across an envelope that actually has a seal on it, and it has a name the name on the front is kind of smudged out. It looks like it says Lord something or other. And she grabs that letter and flips it over, pops the wax seal. Right as she does that, that is when this poltergeist attacks. It's going to grab the inkwell, which is it's a small ceramic vase or something. It picks up this vase, and she actually sees it, float up in the air, right? So this vase just floats up in the air, and then it throws it right at her. So let's see if she gets hit here. 2. No, apparently this thing in its anger throws that inkwell so far and hard that it completely misses her. And Dagna yells, "Oh my gosh, we're not alone." And now, as a GM, I think I would I don't like creatures that are completely invisible. It creates a bit of a problem for me as a GM how to handle those. And so what I will frequently do is this thing just attacked her. Maybe I'm a little too nice to the players, but I think that when it attacks, it's kind of a shimmering, roughly humanoid shape, kind of comes into visibility. Like it's mostly transparent, but sort of like the Predator, if you've seen the movie, which, oh my God, if you haven't. But anyway, so she sees this shimmering humanoid shape in this corner, and she yells, after it throws the thing, she yells, "We're not alone. We're not alone. It's invisible." And she points in the corner so everybody can see it. I'm going to give initiative. Blue's always good guys. Red is always bad guys. So it gets to go again. As she backs up, does she keep hold of that letter? I'm just going to ask the Oracle here. No, she does not. She backs up and drops the letter. Let's just say she drops it on the floor right there and backs up. Now, I like interesting encounters. So I have an interesting idea as a GM of what would happen here. So I think I'm going to use my Oracle, and I'm just going to say, does this happen? No. Well, okay, that's fine. I thought it was a cool idea. I probably should have just gone with it instead of rolling the Oracle. Anyway, the band backs up, and now everybody is aware of something in the corner. It is invisible at this moment. Does it continue to attack? I'm not even going to roll my Oracle. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I think this poltergeist is protective of that letter, because I think that adds a little bit more depth to it. Now, the description doesn't say anything. It just said it haunts the room. It doesn't actually say it's malevolent, but I think it's way more interesting if it is protecting that particular letter. So they all back up, weapons drawn. Maybe Sam gets his sling out and starts, spinning his sling, and the band is going to watch as that letter is picked up, floats through the air, and gets placed back on that desk. Slowly and carefully. Now, the band is going to back up here because, now they're seeing shit move by itself. They're obviously not alone. It's kind of strange. That brings up a good question, actually. Can a cleric turn a poltergeist? I think they can. They're undead. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. So Willona is going to pull out her holy symbol, and she's going to turn to the rest of the group, and they're going to discuss for a moment the fact that this entity attacked them when they messed with that letter. So that makes me immediately think that that letter is valuable. It's important. So obviously we're heroes, we're adventurers, we're murderer hobos. So we're going to want that letter. So she is going to try to turn this poltergeist, and she tells the band that I'm going to try to turn this thing. Let's see if she can do it. So let's see. It's a 2 hit dice creature. So she's going to need a 15 to do this. She does not. She whips out her holy symbol, and in the name of, damn it, I forgot. I should have looked up a damn god again. Shit. She does her little turning thing. Be gone, vile spirit. Go to the resting place, and yada, yada, yada. And I always think that if you were undead and somebody tried to kick you out of your home, it would make you angry. So in response, it is going to lash out at Willona and attack her. It grabs the chair that is in front of this desk, and it throws the chair at her. 12. She has a 14 armor class. It goes flying and smashes into the bookshelf right here and shatters. And with that, Willona will spring forward and attempt to hit this thing. It has a 14 armor class. She misses. Sam lets his sling fly. 19. So he hits it, and he does D6. Oh, shit. He would have hit anyway because he gets a +3. So, you know what we need to do? Oh my gosh. I'm such a bad DM. Hit dice for this thing. 9 hit points. All right, so he does 4 points of damage to it. Okay. Dagna's going to run up and try to hit the air too. 18. Well, we're kicking some ass here. All right, so she hits it with her mace. Oh. 3. And you know what? I just realized I really need to read my notes. I forgot Willona has Oathbreaker. Okay, so next round, it gets to go first. It is going to attempt to hit Willona because she tried to turn it. Oh, and it hits her. It lashes out. It's supposed to pick something up. There's some wood from the roof that's collapsing and waterlogged and all that. There's some wood laying about here and there, and the poltergeist will pick up a piece of wood, and it totally clocks Willona with this piece of wood. Oof. And it nails her for 4 points of damage. Damn. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit OCD about that. I'm going to start over here. Halronda's going to throw a dagger at the poltergeist, and she misses. Sam is going to attempt to hit it with his sling again. Remember, he gets a +3, and he misses. Willona is going to... she really should use Oathbreaker, shouldn't she? She's going to pull out Oathbreaker, and it's glowing, and she is going to attempt to hit it. She gets a +1, and she misses. Shit. Dagna is going to attempt to hit it with her mace, and she misses. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's the way things go sometimes. Willona, this thing is going to, it's still got the piece of wood that it's holding. It's going to attempt to whack her with it again. And it misses. Woof. All right, I think Willona is going to back up because this isn't going exactly the way she hopes it is. And Dagna is going to kind of slide in front of it and try to whack it. 14, that is a hit. And the spirit dissipates before them. Willona's going to try to get back her... She's going to take a break. She got... Oh, good. She got all of her points back. Jesus. Okay. Now that that has been resolved, they're going to go back to searching, and Willona's going to pick up this letter and open it, being very mindful of what might be around her. She opens up this letter and starts reading it. It is a letter from somebody, some lord to, with all this is irrelevant, from some lord to a friend of his. You know, the beginning of it talks about the situation at the keep, how things are going, and it talks about the discovery of the journal of, what was her name? Lady Iseldra. That's what it was. Talks about discovering the journal of Lady Iseldra, and it talks about the contents of the book. There are discussions about necromantic magic, arts of bringing people back to life, of controlling the dead, all kinds of dark arts and things like that. And in the text of this letter, the writer is clearly afraid of it. And he says he has secured it in an underground vault beneath his keep. All right. The band's going to search the books also while they are in here, see if they can find anything good. I'm going to scroll quickly. They managed to find 5 old tomes that are, might be worthy of keeping. They might be able to resell or something like that. So, all right, I stopped so I could write my notes. We found the Poltergeist. We fought him. We found the letter, mentions the journal in the vault in the keep, and we found 5 old tomes. With that said, we're now going to go into the next room. The band is going to listen at the door. They do not hear anything, except for one thing. I want to check one thing. Let's see. Wisdom again. Nope. Sam. Nope. Willona. Yes. Dagna. Yes. All right. So as the band is listening, they hear the sound of like wings, like a large creature taking off, flapping its wings. So when they open the door, they're very, very cautious about opening this door. And when they open it, they don't see any creatures. However, they do see an opening right here that leads out to a balcony. And on that balcony, this is just an arched doorway, and the door is half hanging off its hinges, probably something like that. And so they can see out into this. And on this balcony is what looks to be a nest of some sort. Empty at the time being. So as they enter this room, they actually discover that this appears to be a very nicely decorated bedroom with a desk here. This is a bed. Let's just, I make maps. I'm sorry. I'd like to do maps. And there's also a large table. Wow, that's terrible, Matt. Sorry, I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes in maps. Yeah, let's make it that way. Okay, and there's some chairs around it, and on it is a map. So they come into this room. Whoops. That's what happens when you're doing touchscreens, yo. They enter this room, and on this desk, or I'm sorry, on this table, it's a large kind of like conference room table, is a map. And it looks like it's in pretty good condition. The ceiling in this room is not falling apart. The map is not falling apart, and they immediately run over and look at it, and they recognize the Willow Lake, the city of Willowford. It looks like this is probably multiple decades old, but it looks like it's pretty good shape. Dagna is going to grab this scroll, roll it up, or this map, and put it in her pack for later use. They're going to check under the bed, this desk. Underneath the bed, they find a locked iron chest. And they're going to try their skeleton key. Does it work? I think it's a 50-50. No, the key does not work. Okay, so I think Willona is going to smash this chest until, like, start hitting the hinges until they can get it pried open. Let's see if anything happens. Fuck, of course something happens. While they are pounding away on this chest, they hear flapping over on the landing there. And what lands there is, I think I like that picture. That's a pretty cool picture. Roughly humanoid creature with eagle wings, but instead of feet and human hands, it has claws. And it lands here, and right as they are pounding on this chest, Willona's like, king, king. She hits the chest. They hear some flapping, and they look over, and this thing, sorry, my dog is in the room and is playing with her squeaky toy. Moose, we'll play with that elsewhere. Good girl. It lands, and it, it's like, lets out like a caw, and it looks in the door and sees them, and the party's like, holy shit. So this harpy lands there, and I don't think it's going to like this. So it is going to reach out with one of its clawed feet and just kick this door wide open, just knock it right off the hinges. So she knocks it over, and it's laying on the ground now. And we're just going to go straight into initiative because, well, we're invading this thing's area, and it's not very happy. Oh, you know what we need to do? Unfortunately, this is a 3 hit dice creature. Well, that's not bad. I like that. Thank you, Harpy, for being... Whoops. This does not work on its applets. Neither does that. Okay, so let's do this here. Harpy has a 12 AC. That's actually not too bad. And 3, so 9 hit points. Okay, that's doable. I'm not terrified that we're all going to die. Okay. And let's do initiative. Okay, let's just do initiative. Damn it, it wins initiative. All right, so it flutters into the room and basically just kind of flies, screams, and attempts to claw at Willona with its claws. 14, that plus her 3 hit dice. Let me write that down. Because that means she gets a +3. Hits Willona. And let's see. Does 3 points of damage. Damn it. She is going to attempt to hit it with Oathbreaker. Willona steps forward, and as she does, she slips and falls to the ground over on the side here. Dagna is going to run up and charge, attempt to hit this thing with her mace. And that is a hit. It's a +1 on damage. Oh, Jesus. This is going fit. So Halronda is going to throw one of her daggers. Oh, critical. Thank you. Thank you, Hal, for saving the party. So it's double damage. Okay. So Hal steps forward, the magic user, chucks a dagger and swings it or throws it, and it lodges in the Harpy's eye socket and it dies immediately. Well, strange turn of events. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, you're dead. Okay. After catching their breath, Willona is just like, yeah, okay, she gets all of her hit points back. I know, I can feel all the grogs screaming about, oh my gosh, binding wounds. While Willona sits down and rests, Dagna is going to go back and pound that iron chest again. Let's see if anything else happens. No, good. So they're able to pound open this chest, and when they do that, they discover that there is a journal in there, more like a diary. And Willona reads over that while she's resting. And they also discover there is 60 gold pieces in here. So they found 60 gold pieces, a diary, and they will also search I'm just going to move you all out of the way here. Also going to search under the bed, the desk, in this nest. And actually in this nest, they find an amulet. It's a necklace with an amulet on it that is it looks like it's made by like something you'd find in a witch's home, like bones and twigs tied together in a particular shape. Now, one of the things I like to do is I think magic users, because, well, they're magic users, I feel like magic users should be able to rudimentally detect magic. Like if you had two items in front of them and one was magical and one was not, they should have some innate ability to know that this particular item is magical. And the way I usually do that is with a saving throw. So Halronda is going to look at this thing, and if they have a high intelligence, they get a bonus on this. So she gets a +1 to this roll. 18. Saving throw is 15. So she knows that this amulet is magical to some degree. It is worth 50 GP and has necromantic magic. All right. Then, now that they are rested, they are going to climb up to this roof area, which this is going to be pretty quick because there's not really that much here, but I'll do it anyway. They climb up to this roof area that is directly over the bedroom here, the part that is still serviceable, and they explore it, and it appears as if this was a rallying point for a battle of some sort at some time. Their rusted armor, pieces of shield, maybe or pieces of weapons, maybe some old rusted daggers and stuff. And they also, scattered among this, they discover 8 more gold pieces. Okay, so I think now, that was pretty quick. No, I did record it. I thought I didn't record it. That was pretty quick. I don't think this episode's very long, but we managed to cover a lot of good stuff. And it's now night, or getting into that area where it might be night. I think the band is going to hold up in here. They'll block this door with the desk here, and they will camp here for the night. And I think I'm going to end the session right there. All right, hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.